This here is the Race on Oz Division 3 Round 5 at the High Speed Ring. Again, I'll have to thank Ammo for getting the notes down and doing the heavy lifting for this race. I'm going in here blank. These are the qualifying results. Hope to see you throughout the whole race, attending this, watching this, whatever. Let's get stuck into it. Moon, who qualified in first, has chosen to stay on the high side, just like I saw earlier race today in Div 4. Stick with the usual grid location as he leads the procession through here, not have a stuff up like we did in the earlier race, which was red flag because somebody's VR misbehaved. As we just waltz down in here, down into the beginning part of the race, we're just about to enter the go zone. We are now in the go zone, waiting for Evilmoon to drop the guns, which he just done, and he is off and racing. As you can see, you got Cobber going for a dive around the inside of Duck. He makes it around Duck. Duck relegated to fourth. Eccles up into third. And we're all 5 wide down at the rear end of the pack as we see, I think, Controller got out into the dirt. Duck low side drops another few positions, and people dropping positions as they go down the lower side. And we have Ammo. Ammo has spun out in the back. We might have to watch that one in the replay again. So scooting down, Ammo goes for a dive, trying to look for some clean air. Bit hot through here in the corner, and he might have got touched there or tagged by somebody, and he meets the inside wall. Duck, who has started out in second position, has dropped down into fifth as TGT gets around him. It looks like Ogs is going to have a crack at the Duck as well. Coming through down in the left-hand turn under the bridge, and is tight on the inside, and just, I think, gives himself a bit too much power coming out into there and not enough track, and he is damaged both front and rear wings. Not a good situation for him at the moment. Just watching Cobber get around Moon. Cobber's showing great pace, as he's done in all other races, just running out of luck, having accidents with no fault of his own. He's made himself up into first place. TGT going around the outside of Eccles. We've got here TGT and Eccles. I think Eccles might have pushed TGT along to catch up with Moon. A bit of camaraderie there, or just they can see an opportunity to gain 2 positions here as Eccles and TGT get around Moon, and as they lead up into turn 2. We're watching the competition leader get overtaken by, or he's fighting off Glenn. Looks like Glenn has just made himself up in front, but he's got the inside run here on this corner, which means Tolly will get around at a faster pace and holds on to 8th position. Turn 2, where all the action seems to happen. And we've got a bit of an awkward position there. The Duck goes low. It's not the best position to be. And we've got Hogs coming up around him and gets around fairly cleanly. No incident to report about there. Everyone's still really tightly bunched up after the 4th lap. 3 laps of racing. Throw a tablecloth over probably 5 cars quite easily here. We got here Moon trailing down on Eccles. Eccles is all over TGT. TGT's got no other option but to let Eccles through. No point fighting, but Moon's gaining up on TGT also. nothing in it, this guys, and they're all fighting. It's going to be a sprint all the way to the end as TGT goes down on the inside. He won't be able to gain Eccles on that. Slows up Moon. And looks like the Duck is going to have a chance at having a go at Moon. Gets on the inside of Moon. Duck back up to 4th as these, let's say, 1 million cars are all so close anyone could get up and win it from here. We'll see how far. Cobber is leading the group. He's probably got 5 car lengths in front of him, followed by Eccles. We're talking seconds between them. Eccles has got good pace. We've got Selby Racing Team in 3rd and 4th, with Moon from Gainsman right hot in their heels. Pagnian Racing driver Hogues and Brits Lightning in his privateer car, all fighting for a podium position. Watching Tolly, who's slipped a bit further down in the pack, and Controller, who's had his first race back from a couple of races hiatus, missed the round last week, the Enduro round. As he goes around the outside of Tolly, up on turn 2. And also with the lack of speed down over the bridge, we've got Tactical Homework getting around Tolly. Or does he? Yep, around the outside. He'll have the inside on the left-hander here and puts our competition leader down into 11th. Not a good race here for the leader of this division. Went down the home stretch, lap 8. We've got Eccles out of the slipstream, he's had enough, and he goes out in front of Cobber. New race leader, Eccles. Just watching how this track can shred tyres. Watch Brits Lightning's tyres flare up coming out of that corner. Probably turn them into chaff just by that little manoeuvre there. We've got here Controller and Tolly breathing down on Tactical Homework. Tactical Homework's got no other option but to stick out wide, but he'll probably have the inside corner here. These guys duking it out pretty hard, and Controller got on the inside of Tolly. Might have a good run through. It's now a drag race, but depending on whoever has the high run here, they should be fine. Tactical Homework, from my point of view, looked like he just hit the wall by accident. Controller God, you're not going to get much position there, though he's got the toe from Tolly. Will he be able to make up there? So, going high side, not going to be able to do it. Still, these two guys are fighting it out, but the trouble is with all these hard fighting, your tyres come and pay the price, as we have Tolly trying to get into the pits. He's our first pit for this evening. Lap 11, and the fight for the podium is happening right in front of us with 3 cars. We have Evilmoon in a Selby Acoustic Racing sandwich, as these two are not going to let him get away with it. And to the end of lap 12, according to Emo's notes, Tactical Homer or Kieran Brown will be the next one to pit, as he's fighting with Tolly. Has really shredded his tyres. Emo, who's had a bad start to the race, has dived into the pits to fix his tyres up. We have here the Duck having a go around the Moon. He's got the faster line on the high side. Moon can't do much about it, leaves space, so they don't want to touch and cause an accident, and the Duck gets around. Second place driver, he's got no front right hand left, which will be the narrative of the whole race for the day. dives into the pits. Glenn burning the crap out of his tyres to attempt to get into the pits, and makes himself into the pits. Anders dives into the pits. We're watching Moon get around on the outside of TGT, which will give him command and ownership of the inside line as he gets around and makes a meal of those two Selby Acoustic Racing drivers. As we can see them side by side at the moment. Not wanting to risk precious points for this team, which is unfortunately fourth. It looks like Duck dives into the pits. Eccles, our race leader, has just come out of the pits. I missed that while watching the other guys fight. And also Brits Lightning has pitted, as well as Controller God, as he just pits himself. So Eccles with fresh tyres chasing down Hogues, who hasn't pitted yet, and gets around him fairly easily on this turn. Should have enough pace and tyre strength to get around him here before we go into the tunnel. As you can see, Hogue's tyre is absolutely shot to pieces. Cobber, who's got fresh tyres. We have race leader jumping into the pits. Race leader jumping in the pits, which is Evilmoon, followed by TGT, which should hand the lead to Eccles as he just passes him now. So race lead has changed again, back into the hands of Eccles, with Cobber in second, Moon in third, TGT jumps out in fourth. Where's the Duck? Will the Duck get around? The fourth Duck gets into fourth, relegates fifth to Eccles, fifth to TGT, fifth to TGT. So the race for the wooden spoon is here between Emo of Son of a Beach Racing and Anders. As you can see, Emo's got a good pace down the home straight here, and he's gaining a lot on Anders as he looks on the inside and gets around Anders fairly easily. It's going to be a strong battle for these two throughout the rest of the race. See a puff of smoke from somewhere. I missed that, so I was checking my notes. But the Duck has got the draft on Moon. Depending on how much pace he's got out of the corner, we'll see if he can make a manoeuvre down on the corner, which seems to be a very common spot as well down here. As we can see, Tolly has just jumped into the pits. And yes, the Duck dives down deep into the corner and gets around Moon. It looks like Moon has got the high side here of this corner, and means that the Duck won't be able to get good pace coming up over the bridge, and Moon takes his position back. Now watching Brits Lightning chase down Kieran Brown. Both drivers high side on this corner. Brits Lightning would probably have the quicker run down this straight, as maybe that little touch on the dirt there from Kieran Brown might be enough to give Brits a good chase down. As we see Brits go down on the inside, gets around on Kieran and pushes himself up into 7th position. Going the high side, the faster side of the thing. Controller God, a bit all over the place. He might be running. Oh no, I thought he might have been running on tactical traction control 0, and let him slip there. Might have been just dirty air that did him over on that corner. Tactical homework. It looks like he's diving into the pits for the second time. Those front right tyres are stuffed. That's the story of the day. The front right tyres are cooked. Cobber chooses to dive into the pits. I think Eccles, as he dives into the pits for the second time. Tyres aren't as bad as others, but fuel somehow is a bit different in that case. Eccles out of the pits with Controller God getting around him. Controller got no tyres left, so Eccles shouldn't make much time gaining up some temperature into his tyres and return the favour to Controller God. As the ailing car will struggle to turn right, or turn left I should say, in this corner. Eccles gets around under the bridge and sets off into the sunset, Max Verstappen style. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, we've got Emo, who's dueling himself up into 10th position, as Hoag's possibly just left the pits. Yes, he has. Now Emo's now chasing down tactical homework. Watching Cobber get around Controller God. Controller got no other option but to let him through. Controller's tyres are shot to pieces. So we watch Cobber make a move. Surely Controller will probably have to go into the pits because his tyres are failing and his tank is empty. Race leader Moon got no tyres, got no fuel. TGT identical, and he's right behind Moon. Not within striking distance, but still enough, and anything can happen as we've only got 14 laps left in the race. If we go through around this corner, let's see if Moon's tyres light up. If there's nothing left in them, it might be just down to the rims as he dives into the pits, followed by TGT, who himself dives into the pits. TGT running on nothing, so no fuel in his tank. Did that to perfection almost. So we get Cobber taking the lead for, I think, the second time this evening, with Eccles hot on his heels. The difference is about 5 laps of tyres extra in Eccles' reserve. Hoag's looking for a move on tactical homework as we see Emo dive into the pits in the background. Hoag's chasing down tactical homework, looking to make a move down on the inside. Looks like he does quite cleanly in the end and moved himself up in the 9th. It looks like tactical homework, just a puff of smoke I think I saw, is ruining his tyres even further. Anders pushing Tolly all the way. Both, I think, just looking at it, Anders has probably got 3 or 4 more laps left in tyres than what Tolly has. So Anders might be able to make a move on Tolly as we're coming down the home straight. Anders tight in the slipstream. If timing's right, he should be able to take him on the inside. Tolly goes down and closes off the inside line. Maybe Anders is looking to have a go around the high side of the next corner, as Tolly blocks him on from doing that. A bit of a heavy race happening here. Running with the race leaders here. Cobber holding off Eccles. Eccles with the fresher tyres. So Cobber goes up on the Armco. That's going to slow him down a lot. And Eccles doesn't need any invitation as he is now right on the heels. Gets right up on the inside. Cobber's just got nowhere to go and ends up into first place. Race leader is now Eccles. Cobber, can he fight him back? Not sure. Whoever's got the high side on turn 2 will be determined here. Cobber's not going to be able to make much pace around here on the inside. And Eccles now shooting off. Cobber's fuel is running low. He might not be able to keep up with Eccles on this case. Eccles doesn't look like he's got another pit stop to happen as Cobber dives into the pits, obviously for new shoes and fuel. So we've now got a big gap between Eccles and driver in second place, which is the Duck, who is busy fighting off Evilmoon. A true race for this at the moment, as we're going into the final stages of this race. It's between Moon and the Duck. And we have here Moon with way fresher tyres than the Duck, all over the Duck's back. It's not going to let up, and the Duck probably got limited resources left in him to hold Moon back. He does have the high side of that corner there, so Moon won't be able to get in there, but maybe down the straight. As you can see, TGT in the background. 4 laps to go. Could be a possible ploy for the Duck to hold up Moon as much as possible and get his teammate a chance to have a crack at second spot, because his tyres are about shot. Moon looking to go on the inside here. Not a good idea. Again, faster pace around the high side. The Duck as Moon still chasing him down. As you can see, TGT, he's inching closer as this race is pushing on. Moon, the fastest driver on the track at the moment, gaining all sorts of things down on the Duck. As we're coming up into the first, as Moon now wants to dominate that high side, maybe backed out of it a little bit. The Duck down lowish, that's not going to do him any favours, as Moon now got the fast run. He's got easily faster pace, gets around the Duck easily. The Duck can't do anything about that apart from cause an accident, and Copper Steward's massive fine lets the Moon through. It leaves now Eccles in first with 3 laps to go, followed by Evilmoon in second and Duck third. TGT, he is gaining on these two, flying down to the first right hand corner of this track, followed by Cobber, who's only just getting onto the bridge now. Brits Lightning and Controller God are duking it out for 6th position. Glenn, he's just come off the bridge. Anders just getting onto the bridge. Hogs is coming around onto the bridge as the weather's starting to become a bit grim here. It might cool the track down and make these tyres last a bit longer. Don't forget, this track also can get wet. Tolly 12th. Tactical Homework rounding up the show in 13th position. And we'll see now for the final step on the podium here, we've got TGT bearing down on the Duck. TGT's got a little bit of life left in his tyres. The Duck has got nothing left in his tyres. Will they duke it out and fight it out? Not to forget that TGT is higher in the standings of the competition than the Duck, so anything can happen here. I don't think the Duck's the kind of person to tear away points from his teammate, but stranger things have happened. After all, it's a South Australian versus a Victorian here. So TGT actually gets around Duck, and apologies to TGT. He only lives in Victoria. He's a New South Welshman. Deep into the second last lap of the race, we have Controller God, Brits Lightning and Glenn fighting it out to see who can get the final points here. As you can see, Glenn thinking he might have a go around on the inside, and does. He jumps up into 6th spot, now right behind Cobber. Ooh, yeah, he gets around the pair of them there. Great manoeuvre there by Brits. It should be Brits Blitzen. Coming around the final corner, race winner will be Eccles. As he crosses the line in first, not too far behind is Moon, who makes up second on the podium. TGT makes up third. Duck in fourth. Cobber, who's had a better race this season with his car, comes in 5th. The luck he's had with this car, I'd take it out to pasture and do something with it. Brett's Lightning into 6th. 7th and 8th Oz Glenn. Anders, who's had better races, makes up 9th. Hodes, hope I got his name correct, in 10th. Emo, who had a shocking start to the race, makes up 11th. Tolly, competition leader, this will make things interesting for the competition, 11th. And Tactical Homework makes up 13th. These are the results of that race. Good win to Eccles. First time I've seen him race with the top. First time I've seen him win a race since I've been racing with him. Must be a boost to his confidence. And Moon getting up there as well. All these drivers are very close. As you can see, the best lap times, there's nothing in it. Even as we travel further down in the list there, everyone can do a sub 1 minute lap. So thanks again for watching. I hope those who did spend time and watched to the end enjoy it. See you next week for the Super Sprint round. Till all are one.